Had to run home today and get my husband to download the video from last night's Summerfield forum so that I had room on my computer and so that he could be working on converting it for the website. It's probably more than you want to know, but basically I think I had a good excuse. I am Patty Stokes with Northwest Observer, publisher and editor, and I want to just introduce a couple of the people that are here helping me with the forum tonight, and then I'm going to just quickly go over the process of the forum. My partner in business and someone who, gosh, weeks like this, I spend far more waking hours with her than I do my husband, so it's a good thing we like each other. Sandra Smith. She's just, I feel like we're Ethel and Lucy. We're in a lot of things together, and she is going to be going through any and all questions that you submit this evening. So I'll be talking just a minute about that in case any of you haven't been to one of our forums and you're not sure how that works. Eric Spencer is our, I guess he's our newest addition to Northwest Observer. He's our staff writer, and some of you may have seen him here in Stokesdale. Michael Garrett. There's always those wonderful people you meet along the way, and you just kind of grab them and say, I need help. And Michael, I know through Summerfield, very, very involved in the youth council there, and then he's since long ago, I guess, graduated from high school and is fully employed now, respectfully, and he still continues to be very involved. So he said he would help us out this evening. As you can see, we are doing something different this year, and as you can see, you're just a tiny, tiny percentage of the Stokesdale voters. Hopefully you're not all that's going to come out and vote. So what we do when we have these forums, we're always trying to find new ways to reach people that didn't come, because the majority didn't come. The video will give us the ability to let people know that they can go online this year and they can watch the whole forum in the comforts of their own home. Now, that may seem like they get the better deal. They get to pick their time to watch it, and you came out here, probably most of you, to support your family members and friends. Some of you came because you truly are not sure who your choice will be and you want to learn more. But you have an opportunity that those folks who watch it from home or just read the little tiny clips in the next Northwest Observer, they won't be able to do this. You do have the option to submit questions. And what we'll ask you to do, and some of you already have cards and pencils and pens in your hands, and that's great. We will ask you to walk them over to Sandra at any time, and she's going to just go through them. Not to censor you, but there are two things that we want to do. Number one, we're filtering out questions that are repetitious. It is very, very common for us to get 8 different questions that are just worded differently, but they're all about the same thing. I can tell you in Oak Ridge, we probably got 12 about the horse show. You know, what are we going to do about the horse show, not being in Oak Ridge? So, we really felt like 1 or 2 questions about the horse show was enough. So if we don't ask your question, it's usually going to be because we have prepared one already that has, it's the same basic question, and or because we think that question for some reason wasn't a valid one. Now, it's rare that we make that choice, but we have had some real zingers, and we just did not think that was a reasonable question, or the way that it was worded didn't make sense to us, so we use the same process we do in our paper. We get a lot of things submitted to us. We don't print everything that we get, but we do the best that we can to make sure that you have your opportunity for input. I think that's it. Most of the questions at the beginning of the forum are questions that either Sandra and I have prepared and or readers have submitted. And then about the middle of the forum, you should start seeing some of your questions incorporated. We do encourage you to just, at any point, just walk over there, and then periodically Sandra will just let me know, and I'll come over and get some questions from her, and then we'll rotate that way. Candidates will, the other reason that we filter questions, a very, very important reason, is because there might be 8 questions directed at Mayor Jones. Well, there's 3 other people here who are also running. So while your questions all may be great ones, we don't want to give Mayor Jones the spotlight the whole time, as much as he would like it. And he would just love to sit here and
just
feel...
look at my sign.
Yes.
Compared to everyone else.
I'm sorry. What I heard was, I can't come. I have a pre-scheduled, and a month ago, I didn't hear the part but I'll still try to make it, so I'm sorry. I didn't know he was coming. And I had already put out the explanation for you very respectfully that you regretted you couldn't be here. So, so yes, he has a handmade sign. If you'd not zoom in on that, I'd appreciate it.
Zoom in on the name.
Okay, does that sound fair? Do you understand why we do some filtering, but for the most part, as long as, and last night, the same thing in Summerfield, we had one candidate that got a lot of questions, and so we took as many as we could, but we didn't just want one candidate to get all the questions. So if you target it to one candidate, you're less likely to get your question answered. Okay, do you have any questions before we get started? Nope. Okay. You're lively, aren't you? Or you're just excited and you can't contain yourself. All right, I know I don't have a podium, I know, but can you think of anything? Maybe I'll just use a chair here for I actually will need to somewhat use my computer, if that's okay. I'm just going to get over here, and I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just sit. You don't need me to stand anyway, do you? What you do hope is that I have glasses. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. You're ready? And they're ready? All right, let's go. I'm going to start out with the easy part, which is your 3-minute introduction. And Frank, I'm going to start with you, and we're going to go right down in this order. You have up to 3 minutes, and you know the deal. Eric will let you know, in this case, when you have 30 seconds left. Okay? All right?
Again, my name is Frank Bruno. Some of you people know me, most don't. I'm a newcomer kind of to the political scene in Stokesdale, but actually my wife Paula and I had moved to Stokesdale in 1991. The reason we moved to this area was we loved the small town feel. It felt like everybody was family here, and we were at the process in our lives where we wanted to start a family. We've actually been, doesn't seem like it, but we've actually been married for 24 years, and we've got 2 daughters. So that's a little bit about my background. Education-wise, I got my Bachelor of Science degree from Syracuse University in film, radio, TV production. I also received an education degree from New York University. I ran their audio for film department for 5 years and taught a lot of classes there, basically technical classes for the students. When I moved to Greensboro for the 1 year before we moved out to Stokesdale, I actually went to GTCC and got an associate's degree in culinary and became an executive chef and executive pastry chef for 12 years. So it's been an interesting ride to get to this point. Right now, I've actually, several years ago, got a degree from Guilford College in financial planning. And I am licensed in insurance and health, and right now I'm studying for my certified financial planning degree, which hopefully I'll get sometime next summer. That's a quick background. Experience-wise, I've had a lot of management experience in the past, both in small and large businesses. I've run my own restaurants, again, both small and large. Actually was manager of Total Wine & More for 2 years, so I managed some of their stores. So I'm familiar with both managing small businesses and large businesses. The reason I basically decided to run for council was after talking to a lot of people in town. There were several issues that they kind of knew about, but they really weren't up on. They really didn't have the facts on. The 3 main issues that I saw were the building of the town hall, the liquor by the drink vote, which is coming up in a couple weeks, and the development and the revitalization of downtown. So those are the 3 main issues that I wanted to focus on. We brought up some of those questions in some of the council meetings, and we've had some really good discussions on them, so I'm happy that those things are getting out there. Hopefully my goal was, again, to have the discussion, hopefully have people be educated on some of those issues, so when they do go to the polls, they can make an educated decision. The main thing that again, coming up in 2 weeks with the vote, my main concern in this vote is the liquor by the drink. And that's one thing that I wish people would, people see it more as a restaurant vote. I see it more as a bar vote. So I think people would be, it would be good for them to go to the North Carolina ABC Commission, look up what mixed beverages are, so they can actually get informed before they vote. So then at least when they vote, they know what they're voting for. Again, my name is Frank Bruno, and hopefully you guys will vote for me next couple of weeks. Thank you.
Okay, I'm Mickey Hallbrook. I think everybody knows me. I've been around a long time. And I was raised in Oak Ridge and came to Stokesdale, didn't get far. And I have 4 children, 9 grandchildren, 7 of them being boys, so I've hung right with them. And it